Good morning. How y'all doing? On behalf of 2020 Conference Co-Chair Javier Torres and me, I couldn't be more excited to welcome you to New York City next year. Please mark your calendars now to join us November 15th through the 18th, 2020. Now, I know you already know that our city has a lot to share. And in his poem, Broadway, Walt Whitman called New York a visored, vast, unspeakable show and lesson. Now, a friend of mine closer to home used to always say that there are more good things to do in the world than time to do them. And of course, Exhibit A for that is New York City. We invite you to try anyway. You may think that you know the city already, but I'm going to wager I can tell you a couple of things with which you may not be familiar. 1 out of every 38 people in this country lives in New York City. It's the most linguistically diverse place in the world, with over 800 languages spoken, most of them in the borough of Queens alone. We have the largest population of Puerto Ricans anywhere, the largest Jewish population outside of Israel, and more Chinese call New York City home than any place outside Asia. In Central Park, we have over 275 bird species. And while we're thinking about natural assets, the city has one of the largest natural harbors in the world. Now, I want to draw to your attention the fact that there are endless opportunities for exploration of our fair city beyond the island that was originally named Mannahatta by the indigenous Lenape. If I can manage to set aside my personal and deeply held conviction that the People's Republic of Brooklyn is the greatest borough in New York City, let me pick just one of the other boroughs to highlight. I have to admit that the Bronx is another crown jewel. The city's largest public park is the Bronx's own Pelham Park, not Central Park. The Boogie Down is home to the world's largest city zoo, the country's winningest baseball team, and of course, is the birthplace of what? Hip hop. Yes. On the other hand, New York City is the poster child for deep and seemingly intractable inequality. We have the largest number of billionaires in the world who call New York City home, at the same time that we have the poorest congressional district in the nation. While the inequality undeniably runs deep, the creativity and culture run even deeper. And in my estimation, that will undoubtedly be what endures as its legacy in the end. The popular culture born in New York City sets the pace for the country and arguably the entire world. Salsa was born in New York City, as was abstract expressionism. Now, of course, you already know the marks that the Harlem Renaissance and the Stonewall riots made on society at large. But the city is also a leader in independent film production, the longtime epicenter of the jazz world, and is also considered by many experts to be the dance capital of the world. Here's another fun fact. The map of the fictional Game of Thrones continent of Westeros is modeled after the borough of Staten Island. And we're home, really, this is a true story. Just ask George R.R. Martin, he'll let you know. And we're home to more than 2,000 arts and cultural organizations. Let's take a look at a very brief video that will hopefully whet your appetite for next year. so I have one question for you. Who's ready? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, as those of you who've been to the conference before already know, one of you will be the lucky winner of a free conference registration next year. Let's find out who it is. So many cards. So many. Okay. Rayana Grace, are you here? Well, you win whether you're here or not. If you are here and I can't see you, please see a GIA staff member so we can get you all set up. As for the rest of you, we look forward to seeing all of you next year in New York. Thank you.